at a watch that I've been trying to get on the channel for quite some time. It's actually a brand that I've been trying to get here on the channel for quite some time. It is Shinola. I have to thank Huckberry for lending me in the watch that we're about to take a look at. It is the Lake Huron Monster, their dive watch in 43 millimeters with an orange dial. So let's flip the camera and take a look at Shinola for the first time here on my channel. So finally, I have a Shinola to show you guys. I have to thank Huckberry for lending me this watch in. Definitely check out their website if you're interested in this watch or any of the watches that they sell. They have tons of watches on their website. Definitely check them out. I will put a link to this watch down in the description below. As I mentioned, this is the first time I have featured a Shinola here on my channel. This is the Lake Huron Monster. It's an automatic watch featuring a Sellita SW200. Now in the past, Shinola have had a few issues with how they market their watches and where they're actually made. So I think they originally were saying that their watches were made in the USA. However, they're a little bit more honest about this now, and it just says it is assembled in Detroit. So essentially built in Detroit, but it's not made in the USA. This is actually made with sourced parts. Obviously, you're getting a Sellita SW200 in this watch. That is a Swiss movement. I would imagine the case, the crystal, of course, the bezel, and all the other components are sourced either from Asia or Switzerland. So that's why they say built in Detroit. That's really what they're doing now. Anyway, this is a 300-meter dive watch. It gets an orange dial that is glossy, and it is a very glossy dial. So you can see there's a little bit of reflection in my studio here. That is the dial, not the sapphire crystal. Sapphire crystal actually has really good amounts of AR coating. As you can see when I move it around, you don't see a ton of reflection on there. The applied indices, those are filled with lume. You have a segmented index at the 12 o'clock. That's to give you orientation in the dark. And then you have fence post hands, the hour and minutes. That minute hand, again, is segmented. So in the dark, you're able to tell which one is the minutes hand. Very, very good. And then the running seconds hand, you have a lollipop. That again is lume. So lots of lume here. We'll do a lume shot at the end. I believe you do get a ceramic bezel in here. So it's a stainless steel bezel with a ceramic insert. I will put a comment in the description if I am incorrect about that, but I believe this is ceramic and it actually sounds very, very good. Very grippy, very satisfying clicks. Everything lines up really well. It actually lines up really nicely with the 12 o'clock index. I like what they did there. And then you have the Shinola logo. It says Shinola and then their logo, which is applied. It says automatic there, right above the 6 o'clock index. And then you have a date. So the date is a little bit awkward on this watch. It replaces part of the 4 o'clock index and it doesn't completely balance the watch. It actually is a little bit larger than the 10 o'clock index. But it's not bad. I think I see what they're trying to do here. And if you're not staring at the watch, looking for it, you're not going to really notice it all that much. So I see what they're trying to do. You have crown guards. This is a 43 millimeter watch. It's 43 millimeters at the bezel and at the case. You have a 15.5 millimeter thickness on here. So it's just about 15.5 millimeters. You have a pretty decent sized crown. It is signed with the Shinola logo at 6.7 millimeters. You do have a pretty large wingspan on here, but you can see the case is really nicely finished. We'll talk about that in a second. It's about 52 millimeters. It is a pretty big wingspan. If you have a small wrist, this is going to be a little bit hard for someone with a small wrist to wear. But you can see there is brushing, and the way that they have done this, there's brushing on the bottom portion of the case here, and then there's a large area of polish. When you flip it over, you have brushing on the top. So it looks like a tool watch, but you do get a little bit of polish on the sides of the case, and there's a lot of contouring. So this actually makes the watch wear a lot more comfortable, and it's a good looking case. It actually reminds me a lot of the light catcher case from Christopher Ward, quality wise and feel wise. There is not an area on this watch that is not finished well. It is really nice. And like I said, the bezel action is really nice. Really high quality case back, which is obviously screwed in because you have 300 meters of water resistance. Really nice strap on here as well. The only thing is weird is that they don't sign the buckle. It's signed on the bottom of the buckle, but not on the top. I actually think this would look really cool on the top of the buckle. I'm not sure why they went that route. You can see that. That's the Shinola logo. It looks awesome, but It would look even better on the top of the buckle. And then you have quick release on the strap. This also could come on a bracelet. I think it's a little bit more expensive on the bracelet. This on the strap is $14.50. So not a cheap watch, but it is very well made. It's also ISO certified and 300 meters of water resistance. So it comes in really nice packaging as well. Packaging is huge. I actually couldn't even show it to you because I couldn't even zoom my camera out big enough. It is big, very, very large and made out of metal. So, you know, the packaging, everything that comes with it is really very, very nice. $14.50 is a lot of money, but again, they're an American company assembling the watches here in the United States, so that does cost a lot more money to do. That being said, there are watches out there with an SW200 that you could definitely get for way less than this, so it is something to keep in mind. If you really like this watch, then obviously go for it. Anyway, very quickly, let me show you what I have on my wrist. Then I'm going to throw this on my wrist, and we'll do a quick Lume shot, and then wrap up the video. Today I have on my Cartier Santos, and this is the ADLC version on a strap. I've been wearing this a lot lately, and I really do love it. It is a great watch. I think this is going to be the next watch I bring on my vacation, because usually I bring my Vacheron on the vacation with me because I could switch the strap so easily. I might try and bring that this time, next time I go on vacation. But there you go. This is the Lake Huron on my 7.5 inch wrist. And I have to say, I mean, it wears like a 43 millimeter watch. And it looks really good. That case is very nicely finished. It's not your typical micro brand, you know, case here. This is something a little bit different, a little bit special. The lugs on here turn down really well. It looks good. I have a 7.5 inch wrist, and I don't think it looks huge. I don't think it wears like a 44 millimeter watch. I definitely think it wears like a 43 millimeter watch. It's a very good looking case though. So just want to take it off and talk about the case for one more second. One other thing I wanted to point out is the way that the lugs turn down on here. So it just looks great. And this area right here makes it a lot more comfortable to wear. It doesn't feel very large on your wrist. It's a really interesting design, and I do definitely like this watch a lot. Anyway, very quickly, a Lume shot. Well, I am pleasantly surprised by the lume on this watch. Number one, the bezel is lumed, which I didn't realize. That is fantastic. It looked like it was almost white silver, so it didn't look like it was lumed, but it is lumed. And I am really happy about that. And you can see the indices also very liberally applied with lume. The hands are liberally applied with lume. And like I said, in the dark, you can see there's the 12 o'clock index. It is segmented, and it's actually slightly different in color. It's hard to see that on camera, but what they've done is made it easy for you to get orientation in the dark. Same thing goes for that minute hand. Really thought out. I like that. It's very, very good looking. This is a really well loomed watch. I'm pretty impressed. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I know there are a lot of people that don't like the brand Shinola. I have to say though, I am impressed with the overall quality of this watch. It's really well made and it's pretty good looking. If this was a little bit smaller, probably around 40 millimeters, this would be a really good competition to something like a Christopher Ward, which is awesome because that is a Swiss-made brand, and obviously this is an American assembled brand. Impressive. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. Anyway guys, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you in the next video.